Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. In today's video I'm going to be taking my Honda CG125 Cafe Racer out for a spin. This will be the first time I've ridden it. I'm on a CVT licence here in the UK, so I've got to put my L plates on. If you've been following the channel, you know I've had to put quite a bit of work in to get this back on the road. It was off the road for 7 years. I picked it up as a non-runner. We managed to get it going. If you're interested to find out a bit more about this bike and the work we've had to do, I'll put links to those videos in the description below. So please check it out. You might find it interesting and you might learn something from the videos. I don't plan on having these L plates on the bike too long, as I'm hoping to do my full bike test very soon. But until then, we need to put these on. I got the cheapest ones I could find. They're just these magnetic type that go on a car. Put a couple of bolts through this magnetic strip. It has to have an L plate on the front and back, so I'm going to mount the back one down here. This is the number plate bracket that came with the bike. That should do us. I've got some of these Cafe Racer style mirrors to go on the bike. That should make it a little bit safer so we can see what's going on behind us when we're riding. And also I've got some of this exhaust sound deadening material that I want to put in the baffles, because it hasn't got anything on this and it is loud. I mean, it's very loud. Everyone turns around and looks at you, and that's not great as a learner, especially when you're making mistakes constantly, people staring at you and people doing this as you're riding past. I'm going to leave the camera set up in the same place so you can hear a before and after. Put links in the description to anything I've used in the video today, and this should hopefully make the exhaust a bit quieter. We can take the baffles out. It's just a bolt on the back, and then we should be able to slide it out. There we go. Because it's quite a tight exhaust pipe, the outside diameter can't be any bigger than this ring, and obviously the insulation is too thick for that. So I need to cut a line in this section, crush it in, and then re-weld it. And that's that. I don't have to weld it up really. It's this cone-like shape, and that should now fit in the exhaust pipe. We'll wrap that on there. Let's get that little bolt back in. Should be quite straightforward to fit these mirrors. You just have to cut a hole in the end of the grip, slide this in, and then do this up, and this rubber piece here then squashes down so that it gets stuck in the end. Let's get this knife. There we go. Ah, that's a bit of a bummer. It doesn't actually fit in the end. I do like these mirrors though. I'm just going to grind this nut down so it fits in the end of the handlebars. Just going to use a Stanley knife to trim this rubber bushing down so it fits inside the end of the handlebars. With these mirrors you can either have them up this way, or you can just take this piece out and have them underneath the handlebar, whichever you prefer. There we go. These are really nice mirrors, easy to adjust, and they've got a slight tint to them as well. I just need to shave a little bit more of this rubber off the end because at the moment we've got cruise control. If you heard in that footage, the bike's got a little bit of a problem at mid-range. It seems to be coughing and spluttering a little bit. It's fine at low speeds with low acceleration, and it's fine when you really open up the throttle and give it some. Range, it backfires a little bit on deceleration, it's coughing, spluttering, and it's just not running very nice. So we need to work out what's wrong with it. Initially I thought it could be a vacuum leak between the carburettor and the engine. This inlet boot here had a crack around it, which was causing excess air to be sucked in. So I've just put some RTV, which is like a high temperature silicone, around here to seal up any cracks, and taking it out for a spin, it's still running absolutely terrible at mid-range. Taking the carburettor off, giving that a thorough clean inside, I actually stripped it all down and put it in the ultrasonic cleaner, and then when I put it all back together it started leaking through a seal. So I think some of the seals have gone inside this carburettor, and also when I was tightening up the main jet it snapped. So I looked at buying a rebuild kit for this carburettor online, and it was about £10 for the kit, maybe a little bit more, or I could buy a brand new carburettor for £15. So I've got a brand new carb to put on here, and we'll see if that makes a difference. Let's just whip this carb off. Just use some forceps like this to clamp the fuel hose. There we go. It looks as though the carburettor comes pre-adjusted on the idle screw, as it's got reference markings on it, but we'll soon find out when we start it. I have got a new intake boot on the way, but it wasn't here in time and I wanted to test it out, so when that arrives I'll install that just to make it look a little bit neater. It's got a brand new shiny carburettor on here now. It's got fuel going to it. It's not leaking, which is a good sign. Should I choke it? Yeah, let's choke it. Okay, choke off. It's idling a bit high, so we need to adjust the idle screw. I'm going to finish this video with another ride out and we can see if the brand new carburettor has made much of a difference. And if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. If you click the little alarm bell, you'll get notifications when I post new videos. And I'll leave the video playing so you can carry on watching the ride if you want to, and you can turn it off when you're ready. I hope you've enjoyed this video and hopefully I'll see you next time. Cheers guys, take care.